Hey everyone, my name is Gus and I want to welcome you to part 4 of our Romans 8 Bible study. The passage of scripture that you just read together is found in verses 18 through 25. And I just have 2 points for you guys here today. I'm going to speak of sufferings and futility and hope and glory. And first of all, talking about sufferings and futility, one thing that the Bible is really great about is just keeping things real. I can guarantee you that if you're watching and listening to me right now, you have gone through sufferings. We all go through struggles. We all go through hard times, difficult times, emotional difficulties. We all suffer. And as Christians, if you're new in the faith or if you're old in the faith, you will go through sufferings as well. We're not exempt from that. And Paul, he talks about that. He says that we need to suffer with Christ. And so that's very important because I have 3 kids. And my kids get bruised up, they get cut up, they get hurt. I have to take them to the hospital when their fever runs too high. Why? Because it's just a part of life in this fallen world. But you see, the suffering of a believer is different from someone who does not have Christ. And that's the emphasis of this study today. And I want to really zero in on that. But before we see the response, there's something else that Paul talks about, which is the futility of creation. Now, this is very interesting because he says that creation is in futility and it groans for the manifestation of the sons of God. Now, what does he mean? Simply that when man fell, when Adam and Eve, when they fell in the garden and there was a curse upon them, upon all flesh, there was also a curse on creation. In other words, if human beings were to cease and not exist anymore, creation would still be under that curse until God would manifest new creation, new heavens and new earth. So a good way for you to understand this is the futility of creation is that we always have to treat the harvest in a way where we keep weeds away from it so that we can have a harvest. And it's never the other way around. It's never that the harvest is produced in a farm or in a garden with just naturally without any weed killer or any work from a farmer or a gardener. Why is that? Because the tendency is for the weeds, the thorns, the thistles to grow and overtake everything. You see, creation, it is not in its perfect state that God had planned for it. And so that's the first point. The second point is hope and glory. There's something beautiful that we have in Jesus Christ, and it's connected to our faith. You see, faith produces hope. Now, not all faith is equal. You see, I could be on a cruise ship right now. Let's say I'm on this cruise ship with my wife, and I fall into the ocean. And I cry out for help. I'm in the ocean. My wife's going to assist me. And I say, I need help. I'm drowning. And so let's say my wife, she says this. She says, look, I have a rope here. I have a rope and a life preserver. And I have a rock. Which one of the two do you want? And I say, whichever one. Whichever one is fine. Whichever one, it'll save me. And so let's say she throws me the rock. And I grab onto that rock. Guess what? My faith was in the rock, but the rock is not going to save me when I'm in the ocean. You see, not all faith is created the same. It's not the same. And so that's what we need to understand. When you have your faith in the right object, which is Jesus Christ, then you are tethered to heaven. And no matter what struggles, no matter what difficulties, no matter what problems you might be going through, you can have hope that there is a future glory in heaven. And he says this. He says, look, creation is expecting this. There's eager expectation. And in us as well, we groan for the manifestation, for the return of Jesus Christ, where he will make all things new and heaven will be our reality. This is beautiful because it gives us hope in times of struggles. So my question for you today is, in our nation today, in the United States, people everywhere, they're full of this sense of devastation, despair, and discouragement. How do you think this is connected to the loss of hope in our generation? And how do you think we can solve this problem? Why don't you guys discuss? I hope you have a great group. God bless you guys.